Come over here, sir, please, quickly.
Thank you very much. My name is Rolf Herman, the S&P downgrade U.S. credit.
Yes.
And the question I have is that, and this is for everyone, email your representatives in Congress, thank you, to uphold their oath of office and issue gold and silver coin. No paper, no silver certificates, which I grew up with, only silver dollar gold coin. If we don't do this, we have this bankruptcy, because it's the only way to have checks and balances and honesty. The basic nature of man is not honest. Okay, the question is, what will you do to get gold and silver back? Will you keep the office? When you take the oath of office, will you keep it and issue gold and silver coin? Article 1 asks this question. Article 1, Section 8 and 10 says, no paper, only gold and silver coin. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The first thing that we must do is get the national debt moving in the right direction, which is down. Secondly, I do believe in getting back to a standard. We can't get there overnight. There are a couple of ways to get there. So as much as I would like to overnight get back to the gold standard, we can't get there. We have to get there in phases, and that's the direction that I want to go. Now, let me finish. I have 3 guiding economic principles that guide my economic vision for America. Principle number 1. Business is the economic engine of this economy. And you have to fuel the engine.
That's right.
All this administration has done is put stuff in the caboose. Legislation we didn't want,
The toilet.
spending we didn't want, a debt deal that doesn't do the job, and the list goes on. The first things that we need to do in phase 1 is lower the top corporate tax and personal tax rate to a maximum of 25%, take the tax on repatriated profits to 0, and take capital gains taxes to 0. That's phase 1 of my economic recovery plan. Phase 2, totally replace the tax code with the fair tax, which is a national consumption tax. All of that is under economic guidance principle number 1. Economic guidance principle number 2. The wall between people with money and the people with ideas is the capital gains tax. This is why I propose taking it to 0. Here's my 3rd principle that gets to what you asked. The reason I give a complete answer, folks, is because we have become victims of sound bites. And we're not going to always solve everything with a sound bite. Or sometimes the answer isn't yes or no, sometimes it is. 3rd guiding principle. Measurements must be dependable. That means getting back to a gold standard, because the measurement of the dollar is not dependable, because we spend too much and inflation is going through the roof. So that is a key principle. I agree with you, but we've got to get there in stages. Okay? Thank you.
Mr. Cain. Mr. Cain, can you hear me? It's not on.
No, it's not on. Turn it on.
Mr. Cain.
Yes, sir.
Over here. Another one of your guiding principles. What do you think of the Federal Reserve? And as our president, what would you do with our Federal Reserve?
I happen to believe that we can fix the Federal Reserve, not end the Federal Reserve. Now, who did he ask the question? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Allow me to explain. There are some people who believe we should end the Federal Reserve.
Yes! Hey!
There are some people who believe that we should fix the Federal Reserve. Now, if the enders would let the fixers talk, then maybe you'll understand why I believe we can fix it. Jeez. I'm not good at being politically correct, so don't challenge me, because I'll come right back at you. deal? Don't answer this question. If you end the Fed, what are you going to replace it with?
Real money.
Congress already has oversight over the Federal Reserve. What I'm saying, folks, is Congress is not doing their job of oversight. That's the problem. Let's work on the right problem.
Fractional reserve.
Their job of oversight is what's not happening. Now, what do they need to do? They need to narrow the mission of the Federal Reserve back to the original mission, which was monetary stability. Right now, their mission was expanded back in the 1970s to control monetary stability and unemployment, and you can't do that just with the money supply. Narrow their mission back, provide oversight, and if you want to audit and all this other stuff, go ahead. They already have that responsibility is what I'm saying. To say that they don't have a responsibility is not true, and the president doesn't have oversight responsibility of the Federal Reserve. The United States Congress does. So let's fix the Fed and not end the Fed. Or that's going to be like ending the air traffic control system. Who's going to control where the airplanes go? You got to have a system like that. I happen to believe in it, and that's why I believe we need to fix it. Thank you very much.